when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it.
Mm,
Line.
powerful, right? It's from Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist, and that's our jumping off point for this deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
We've been looking at excerpts from the book, and today we really want to unpack that core idea. Why has it struck such a chord with so many people, maybe including you?
It's such an intriguing quote because, on the surface, it sounds almost magical, like wish fulfillment.
Yeah, like wishful thinking almost.
Right. And Quayle himself, he touches on this in the foreword. He talks about his own path to getting the book published, the struggles, and how eventually things did seem to fall into place, but maybe not how he expected.
Exactly. And the main character in the book, Santiago the shepherd boy, he hears this quite early on
Uh,
from that mysterious King of Salem figure
Melchizedek, yeah.
who tells him to follow his personal legend. Basically, your life's big dream or purpose. It sounds so incredibly hopeful.
It does, but then what happens almost immediately?
Huh. Yeah. Reality hits. He commits to the dream, trusts this idea, gets to Tangier, and gets robbed. Loses everything.
Everything.
Yep.
So much for the universe conspiring to help.
Well, this is where it gets interesting, isn't it?
Mm.
It forces you, the reader, and Santiago, to question what that help really looks like. It's clearly not about making the path easy.
Not at all. So if the universe is conspiring, like the book insists, how? Through the hard stuff.
That seems to be the core message. Yeah. The help often comes disguised as, well, obstacles, challenges, lessons you have to learn.
Like Santiago being broke. That's a lesson.
Maybe a lesson in resilience. Or it leads him to the crystal shop, right? Where he spends ages working. He faces frustration, feels his dream is slipping away.
He even thinks about just giving up, going back to being a shepherd. That doubt is very real.
Absolutely. But it's through that long detour at the crystal shop that he learns patience, the dignity of work, how business works, skills he uses later.
And even his time as a shepherd, watching his sheep, the landscape, that taught him observation, which connects to the whole idea of omens later on.
Exactly. Following the omens, learning the language of the world, as the book calls it, it's this idea that the universe is communicating, conspiring through signs and events if you learn how to read them. It ties into that concept of all things are one.
The soul of the world.
It's all interconnected. The help isn't a handout. It's guidance embedded in the world itself.
And it seems like the closer he gets, the harder it actually becomes. That beginner's look he had early on, it sort of vanishes.
Right, and the alchemist figure later explains that. He says the soul of the world tests everything you've learned before you can achieve your personal legend. It's like a final exam for your persistence and courage.
So you have to prove you've actually absorbed the lessons from the journey.
Precisely. Which shifts the focus, doesn't it? The real point isn't just the pot of gold at the end.
It's about who Santiago becomes because of the journey, the transformation.
Yeah. Learning to listen to his heart. Wherever your heart is, there you will find your treasure. Understanding that love, like with Fatima, supports the dream. It doesn't prevent it. Trusting in Maktub, it is written, which suggests a kind of destiny, but one you actively participate in through struggle and faith.
So the universe conspiring, it's less about smoothing the road and more about, I guess, providing the right bumps and detours needed for growth.
That feels closer to the book's spirit, I think. It orchestrates the experiences, good and bad, that forge you into the person ready for your dream.
Which brings it back to you, listening. What's your personal legend? What's that deep calling?
And thinking about your own life, your own struggles. Does this idea resonate? That maybe the setbacks, the difficult times were actually part of the conspiracy, part of the help?
It's a challenging thought. And here's one last idea from the book to leave you with, something the alchemist tells Santiago. No matter what he does, every person on Earth plays a central role in the history of the world. And normally, he doesn't know it.
That's quite something. He gives that example of the Roman centurion, whose simple words ended up echoing through millennia, completely unknown to the man himself.
Right. So what about you? What seemingly small things in your life, words, actions, maybe even struggles you overcame might have ripples you can't even see? The book suggests even the ordinary is woven into that grand conspiring design. Maybe that's the real treasure.